Welcome back at 7:45 now. Mayor Michael Hancock joins us for our bi-weekly interview. Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor, for being here.
As always, Nicole, good to be with you and Brian.
Good morning to you, sir. Exciting times around the city, certainly with the Major League All-Star Game festivities start a week from tomorrow. Coors Field back at full capacity. Wanted to ask you how you feel like preparations are going. Any last-minute changes in the works? We've had large gatherings already with Juneteenth and Pride.
Well, Ryan, actually, I appreciate you acknowledging Juneteenth and Pride. Both events went off phenomenally well.
Yeah.
There were tens of thousands of people down there. We certainly did learn some lessons, obviously. One, it's good to have outdoor events, and it's good to have the events spread out through, a certain area of town. That allows for us, as we continue to deal with COVID-19 and particular variants in our air, to spread out, enjoy the festivities, and keep people safe. And so we're going to see a lot of that, of course, during the All-Star Week and in the various activities that they're going to have around the city in Civic Center, Park Convention Center, various places in downtown around Ballpark. So I expect it's going to go pretty well. We're pretty excited about what's about to happen here in just over a week here in Denver.
Yeah, first time this has been here since 1998, the MLB All-Star Game, so it's exciting. But, you discussed yesterday different homeless initiatives the city has been enacting, a civilian enforcement team to help end some of these unsanctioned encampments. I know there's been some criticism about doing a lot of this just leading up to the All-Star Game, but what are the concerns there? What are you trying to do to make things better for everyone here?
Yeah, Nicole, we kind of knew that the moment we started doing our cleanups again, because we did suspend them during times during the pandemic. But we knew kind of as we started this process this spring, people will try to tie it to the All-Star Game. We have always been focused on enforcing the law. And we got to remind people unsanctioned campsites in the city of Denver are illegal. And the public has reaffirmed that position. And so we are not doing anything more than we have done in the past. What you see is we have more encampments. And so it may seem more active, but we are doing exactly what we're supposed to do, and that is to work to clean them up for the safety, welfare, and sanitation of everyone involved, including those who live in the encampments. But what we unveiled yesterday was a continuation of trying to be innovative and trying to bring a diversity of solutions to the challenge of people experiencing homelessness in our city. We're working to expand our purchase and acquisition of motels and hotels. We want to expand the number of safe outdoor sites that are sanctioned campsites in the city of Denver that are meant to be temporary only while we work to connect individuals to the critical services that they need. And of course, we're going to step up our surge voucher program to help people get into apartments, as well as the acquisition and development of more affordable housing. So we're getting more aggressive in our efforts to serve those who are experiencing homelessness in our city. We'll never stop our efforts until every single individual has an option to connect with services, but also to be in safe, decent shelter.
Certainly things that'll go past the game, past the All-Star Game, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, that we'll be watching.
Mayor, another important topic in the headlines. You are one of 11 mayors from large cities supporting a plan to pay reparations for slavery, starting with a smaller group, but a program that you hope to take nationally. How did you get involved with this group, and what impact would you like to see it have?
You know, Brian, for over a couple years, 2 years now, I've been involved with mayors around the country in a conversation about reparations. It started with the former mayor, now Secretary of Labor, Marty Walsh out of Boston. But we started a critical analysis about reparations around the nation. Just really, what does this mean, and how can we kind of put some energy behind it? Mayor Garcetti called me and said, "Hey, will you co-lead this effort?" And I said, "Hey, I've been involved in these conversations. Absolutely. Let's take a look at this." I would say it's time for a long overdue conversations on this, but the reality is the conversations have been taking place. What we lack is action. So what we're going to start with is to have more community-based conversations about what do reparations mean, what might they look like, because they're not just about a check. These are systemic challenges that people, African American descent, face as a result of 400 years of slavery and discrimination that kept them from starting to be assimilated into the economic mainstream of this country. And so we're going to start with conversations and hopefully model some opportunities that the national government, who really needs to lean in on this and can harness and hopefully move forward. So I'm excited about it. And I know it's going to be some tough conversations, but you know what? That's exactly what we need.
Yeah, our Micah Smith did a story on this, talked about how this could look different. It could be housing, it could be education.
Exactly.
Are those some ideas you're exploring?
Absolutely. I mean, the moment this was announced, I started getting contacted by various groups who've been looking at things like how do we make education accessible and free? How do we look at housing opportunities so that, again, the whole ideal is that African Americans, as a result of the situation that brought African Americans or Africans to this country, have been put behind the eight ball and have, been given, it's as if you've been started a race and your opponent or at least the people you're running against, we're given a 400-year race a start, and then it was like, you go, and we expect you to catch up with no tools and no opportunity, no mechanisms to help you do it. And that's really what this is about. It's about how to remove those systemic challenges, help get over those barriers, and help to advance the opportunities to level the playing field as quickly as we possibly can for the next several generations.
Well, some money could be coming to your pockets here soon. A 10-cent bag fee starts in Denver today on the plastic bags and paper bags that people get when they buy groceries. It doesn't apply to people who participate in federal, state food assistance programs. But, how are you going to use this 10-cent fee as the city starts collecting money from this?
Great question, Nicole. I'll tell you, this is not about the money. This is about our sustainability efforts in the city of Denver. Plastic bags are one of the #1 contributors to clogging our drainage systems, of course, contaminating our water systems and our oceans. The reality is that you cannot recycle them. They end up in our trees, they end up in our drainage systems, clogging systems and creating major problems. So what we're trying to do is to really weed out dependence and use of these bags. And it's a 10-cent charge. 6 will go to the city to help market and raise awareness. 4 will go to the grocers that will help implement the programs that they have and to make sure paper bags are available and other sources to help people carry the bags. So we're dividing up as really basically to help run the program and try to weed out our dependence. Again, and I think you mentioned a very important component, and that is that if you are on a food assistance program, you do not have to pay for the plastic bag fee. All you got to do is show your card, maybe your SNAP card, and other documentation you may have available that demonstrates you are a participant, and you'll be free.
It'll be a little bit of an adjustment period, but hopefully here soon enough, people will see the benefits of the program. Mayor, thank you so much. The next time we have one of these conversations will be after the All-Star game, so we look forward to following up with you after what we hope is a great showing by our city.
And a couple of weeks closer to seeing our Broncos on the practice.
That's right. There you go. Thank you, Mayor.